Okay, we're good. Candy, I love it.
I promise.
Candy, I like that.
I promise.
We looked at it. Oh, yeah, oh, sorry. Let's do this. Let's do this. Shake their hand. They're the ones. Yep. They're the ones. Hey, guys, she wants to shake your hand.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay. Sounds good. That's like my lowest turnover deal.
From Loyola, Chicago, we have head coach Allison Guth and student athletes Alexa Kinnis and Alex Ann Bissett. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Guth and then open the floor to questions to our student athletes.
I first off just want to bring a lot of attention to Jimmy St. Bonnie's and that crew and how talented they are, not just well coached by a veteran coach, 19 season at St. Bonnie's, but Lacey Drake deserved to be recognized in this all-conference selection. She is an unbelievable player, and I think Aaliyah Parker was fantastic for them, so we want to congratulate them on a fantastic season, and I just think the future is really bright for them. I want to now focus on Team 47. These are just two of the representatives, Alexa Kinnis and Alex Ann Bissett next to us. I think you're seeing the parity in this league, and it's showing the strength of the league. And every night we have gone against Bonnie's, and to do it most recently, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. And I think you just got to give credit to the women sitting to the right of me. They believe in each other. They believe in what we're doing. We had more assists today, which was great. We out-rebounded, which was great. We have to fix up our turnovers a little bit. But I think when you've got a freshman like Alex Ann Bissett playing with the confidence that she is, knowing that she can score it from beyond the arc, she could grab 6 rebounds for us, she can get to the rim. You really got something, special there. And I think Alexa Kinnis is unreal. Her 16 points is one thing, but to have a rebounding guard, 6 rebounds, and when you talk about having 4 assists and 2 steals on the night, you got some exciting pieces of the puzzle. Please do an extra prayer. We're praying to Sister Jean that the free throw line be a place where we can convert. And so we're going to be focused on that. But this team, I got to tell you, this is one of the toughest games to play, the first round. But to be sitting here against a team like St. Bonnie's, one of the first, and I got to tell you, I feel so stoked right now because I can't wait for this team to get a chance against Rhode Island. That's how we feel.
We'll open the floor to questions to our student athletes.
Oh, Jesus.
Daniel Franklin, A10 Talk. For either of you guys, this is just Loyola's second ever A10 tournament win. What does that mean for you guys to be a part of it? How much excitement does that give you guys?
I think it's a lot of credit to our hard work. Like, we've spent the whole season, not just the last few weeks, working hard. It's been ever since we stepped in the gym as a team, as a unit. I think it just shows that we believe in one another and we play for one another. I think that's really good for us. Right?
Hi, Nate Varda with the Loyola Phoenix. This question goes out to both of you guys. So, both of you, 20 points, 16 points tonight. Kinnis, you were 6 of 9. Bissett, you were 7 of 13. What did you see St. Bonaventure's defense give you that allowed you to be so effective offensively?
Yeah, they play great defense. They're a great ball club, but I think we just were making the one more pass, like Coach was saying. We had the highest amount of assists in a long time, so that was really helpful for us. And we just passed the ball and looked for the open teammate, and I think that really helped us take the open shots, the right shots, and they fell for us tonight. So
I just want to add, I think in the second quarter when our defense started generating offense for us and we were able to score 6-second scores, like that's Rambler basketball. We want to play fast, free. So when we get more of those buckets, then it gets Kinnis going in that way. And you got a tremendous passer in Alex Ann. So I was really pleased in the second quarter how we had some giddy up. But you got to say this fortitude of this group. I'm not going to steal your question. I'm going to let Alex Ann answer. But But to go into half with the momentum shift of letting Parker get that 3 off and having a TO when we should have controlled the tempo, that's just fortitude, gumption, character, strength up the middle of these guys to set their tone for the third quarter, because a lot of teams, that's a struggle bus to go into half like that. Go ahead, Alex.
I think they're heavy in their gaps, and we felt it last game. But I think once we figured out how to get past their gaps and, like Lex said, make that one more pass or just make the read of the second line of defense, I think that allowed us to get those shots and those layups.
Anthony Sauce, A-Tech Talk. This is for Alex. And on that second to last play, you have the ball at the top of the key. You reject the screen, you're able to get downhill for the layup. Just what was your mindset on that play, and how much do you relish those type of opportunities?
Well, honestly, my coach came up to me before the play. She said, "Have fun," and that's what I did. And it's just you have the whole court to you, and it's just I feel like it becomes silent. It's just like you got to make those plays to be a big players. But I'm just grateful to have a coaching staff and a team that believes in me to put that opportunity in my hands.
Joe Castellano, USA. So for all three of you, just what makes you guys so good in the fourth quarter? I've only seen 2 of your games. In both games, you played really well in the fourth quarter, especially defensively.
I think we play with pride, and whenever we're down, and it happens in practice too, we all want to win. And the fact that we all want to win, we all look at each other and we're like, yeah, we're not losing this, So it's just we're all on the same page, and we know what we need to do.
I think like she was saying, it's just a fight internally. We look at each other before and after the game, and it's like, I play for you, you play for me, we play for each other. And I think when you have a team like that who all trust each other and plays for each other, you make big-time plays and you win games. So.
They could help Coach Guth sleep better at night if we weren't down going into fourth quarter and want to come back from everything. Like, I got to tell you, I was stoked about the way we started this game. I just felt like we were clicking on all cylinders. It wasn't just scoring the ball, but I really thought we were locked into our scout and our defensive game plan. But it tends to be, it's been really fun for us to really think. We took a lot of like Signetti's like thought process about from the first play to the last, and not really being, the standard being the standard, but not being affected by success or failure on one possession at a time. And so when we talk about being, fast, physical, relentless, smart, disciplined, poised in those moments, we're talking about one possession. So when we come out of a timeout and we know we got to get a stop in this possession, there's only game plan for that possession, that one stop of what we got to do, and they executed that out of the floor. Then the next possession, we're thinking about the next. So I think when it comes to fourth quarter, it becomes sense of urgency, and time is of the essence in that. We'd love to create those quarters to be in the first and the second as well.
Any more questions for us?
Martin Bahar, shot tracker. You're down 5, and you kick it out to Kira Chivers for her only made field goal during the game. Can you just talk about what Kira brings to the team? This is for all 3 of you.
Well, we talked about it before the game, and she's just our senior leader on the team. We trust her, and she makes big-time shots. She has all season long for us, and that corner 3 is her spot. So I saw Key in the corner. I'm like, heck yeah, go straight to her, goes through the net. I'm like, and we roll. Yep. So I think she's a big-time player, big-time plays, and that's our senior leader.
And we statistically broke ourselves down. You're doing that at a constant, but we talked about the percentage she gets that corner 3 and makes that corner 3, and so that's the shot we want her to take. I think that Kira's just this servant leader, and when she's on the floor, she truly understands what she has in the scoring abilities between Kinnis, Mobbs, and Alexanne consistently, and so her job, she knows, is to get the ball to those players. But she just said it, Alexa Kinnis just said it, if you follow us, that kid has won us big-time games with shots, not just from the 3, but finding a way to get to the free throw line, free throws near the end of the game, and finding a way to get to the rim. So we really rely on her in those moments.
I think they summed it up, honestly.
Yeah.
Any more questions for our student athletes?
I got one for you.
Yeah. Can we wait for this? Yeah, thank you. All right.
Oh, we good.
You guys are good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alex, great job. Thank you. Great job. See you soon.
Yep.
So today, obviously, you out-rebound State Bonaventure 33-27, but tomorrow's matchup with the University of Rhode Island, they're third in the A10 rebounds, and they have multiple players that outsize you in the paint. How do you game plan against a good rebound team?
Whew, it's tough. It's tough. So much respect for Rhode Island, what Tammy has built, and how those guys are clicking on all cylinders. You know, for us, I really liked our first outing against them. I thought we played a good game of basketball and actually I think gave us some confidence when we went on our 6-win streak that we could hang with who we thought could be regular season champions, which they're co-champions of. Rhode Island is such a tough and tall task because of the way you've got Imbu, Sofitel, and the way that you've got Brooklyn Gray playing. And I personally think with Soph, she ends up being the key, like, of how she really orchestrates the scoring opportunities that they have. I'm not going to give you my game plan behind the mic right now, but I think we have a good one. I think we're looking at this from a different lens and drawing our attention to a couple different areas that we could have been better the first time we played them. You've known, because you follow us and you've been at all of our games, Nate, that rebounding has been an Achilles heel for us. So there has to be a focus. And we spent the last 2 weeks with a dry erase board in practice, every player's name on the board, any missed box out and missed assignment, you got a tally, and we're running for it. We have gotten better at rebounding in the last 2 weeks because of it. It's a tough task, but I think we're gonna need to have a really good job boxing out with our lower body, but have our H up, because we're not gonna win the battle off the ground. It has to be an over and back call that we get because we're driving a body back. Again, we are so excited for the opportunity. This one for us, again, to me, you're taking it one at a time, one in a row. But I'm just telling you, going into the St. Bonnie's game, my goodness, it is tough to take a team down 3 times. And I believe in what our team just did today. And so what we'll do is we will get them back to the hotel, and what we're going to do is go through all of the scout that we have already prepared and planned for and get our minds right. I really do think you can come into this game a little bit freer in terms of the way we played them the first time and what we want to put on the floor this time around. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're going to have more people show up even than you saw today in the game today. And we're going to clean up our turnover issue and converting from the free throw line tomorrow.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes.
Allison, before you came to Florida during the regular season, we talked about Alexis Mobley, her coming back from injury and her impact defensively. She's one of the main stalwarts that hold Lacey to 5 of 17. Can you just talk about Alexis and just her impact along with Alexa and Kira, just the 3 guards who can all get after it defensively?
Huge. I love talking hoops with you, PS. I really was pleased with Mob's effort on that end of the floor. You know, we had game planned thinking maybe we could go triangle and 2, and nobody in the A10 or non-conference had done that against them. And I thought we could take out Drake and take out Parker in some possessions on the floor and junk it up. I think the problem became early when Kaylee, number 2, hit 2 threes early. And we said, okay, they're getting some scoring beyond the arc. And then I liked our matchup with our matchup zone in Blizz, but they did a great job in the third quarter shooting us out of that. So I think Mobs, when we went back to straight woman-to-woman coverage, took pride in that, but it's not just Mobs. I think we just had to be really smart about having heavy gap off of the players we could. And so it wasn't just Mobs, but I think you saw a lot of gap coverage. Where we weren't good at that is what you guys saw in the first quarter and why Parker had 13 going into half. We weren't in the gaps on those possessions, but we were really, really good at understanding her awareness. There's times that kid, she's guarded and she's knocking it down, but if she starts to catch fire, it's a problem. So it was a big time opportunity for Mobs to step up. I just want to get Mobs involved quicker on the offensive side. She's our north-south queen. She could get downhill and be aggressive, but I think Bonnie's does a really good job in their gaps on it. I think Rhode Island's going to do the same thing. Rhode Island's going to, be in a gap off BK tomorrow. You're going to see that. They're going to be in a gap off Kira, unless they saw the corner 3 that you brought up, and we'll be in a position where we really got to move bodies by moving the ball and moving ourselves. So we got to figure that out. Yep.
Allison Zach Weiss, Atlantic10.com. It wasn't about Alex's shot at the end, Alexanne, but it was about the message that she said you gave her, have fun. For a freshman to be able to break down such a simple message in such a big moment says what to you?
Oh my goodness. I remember Coach Deneen, our high school basketball coach, in overtime in the state tournament, and I had just missed the three to win it outright. And we went into our timeout, and you can kind of see, like, I have the moment where I'm like, oh my God, I just missed that shot. I'm having that moment. And we're going out on the floor, and I'll never forget, this is a guy who smiled rarely in his life. And I remember he smiled, which freaked me out a little bit. Saw his teeth under his mustache, and I was like, okay, he's smiling. But Coach Deneen was like, isn't this fun? And I remember being like, we're about to go into OT for the state championship game. And we go on to win the state championship, but it was the mindset coming out. I knew the ball needed to be in Alexanne's hands because she was scoring it beautifully. I knew if we set her up in the middle third with a double screen, the way that they play off of BK and Kira, we had to involve them in the screening action because then it would open up her driving angle. And like Moses parted the Red Seas, we were there for her to turn the corner. I knew that was going to be an opportunity. I didn't know how she would feel coming downhill off of it. Because when you come out and you're the freshman and you're the one making the play, and so I just wanted her to understand, like, this is what she works for, and for her to understand there's got to be a relaxation mode before she goes and does it, is really important, I think, in that moment. So I just wanted to send a message of taking a breath.
Daniel Frank from A10 Talk. At the very last sequence of the game, you guys turned the ball over, and there's a timeout, and you guys come out completely composed. You execute the intentional fouls beautifully to throw
Thank
one
you.
off.
Thank you.
What was your message to your team in that moment where, you just have the lead, that's a huge emotion swing, and all of a sudden it feels like it's slipping away,
Yeah.
and yet you guys come out composed in that moment. What was your message there?
Again, I think that concept that Signetti talks about, like not affected by failure or success. This is the possession you have to get done, and so we're just locked into that. I think if you allow emotions to flood into what you just didn't do, the game is one of reaction. You have to be in the present. And so we knew with the one foul to give, we wanted to give a couple seconds off that clock. We want to trust our crew, but we're a youthful crew too, and we didn't want it to be an intentional foul. We had a nice conversation with the reffing crew saying we were going to try to foul, and I thought that they did a great job seeing that, and we talked to our kids about not having it be intentional. So I think that was a big moment and a big play for us to be able to execute, but we stayed really locked into the moment. And then, when we turned it over, I thought Parker made a great steal from Kinnis in that moment, and then you look back on it, you got a couple of timeouts in your pocket, but we wanted the ball in Kinnis's hands, particularly because her free throw percentage was so good. So I just thought Parker made a good play.
And we'll take one more question for Coach Guth.
Before we go, I just want to thank the A10. Candy Cage is a unbelievable representative of women's basketball, and for our commissioner to be going out on this high of like women's basketball being as outstanding as it is in this league. I mean, you look at the success that Rhode Island and George Mason have with the success Aaron's put together at Richmond. If they don't have that stretch, that team should be in the NCAA tournament. And you're talking about 3 teams deep that should be looked at for the postseason. And I'm telling you, we want to cut nets, and I want to see you on Sunday, so we're the ones going as well. But this tournament means so much to us, and it's the investment from the A10 that makes this a first-class experience for our women, for our student athletes, for our admin. We're so proud to represent the A10, and could not be prouder to represent Steve Watson and Holly Strauss-O'Brien at Loyola University Chicago. We want to get this thing done for them as well. Thank you.
We have Coach Jim Crowley and student-athletes Lacey Drake and Aaliyah Parker. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Jim Crowley and then open the floor to questions for our student-athletes.
Yeah, credit to Loyola. Obviously they've gotten us 3 times and kind of did it different each time. I thought we gave ourselves a really good chance late, and they made a couple big shots, and we just couldn't get a couple that we needed to drop. Really proud of our group. Really proud of the way we competed. Hopefully we'll get another chance at a game, but this group has been as much fun as I've had coaching a group in a long time, and just really proud of how they've represented the program and the university.
Questions for our student-athletes?
Spencer Bates, Star. Just for the players, Jim and I had talked before this season. You mentioned that you guys are 2 players that are coming in off of the obstacles you have faced in your careers, whether that be in one place or another. Just talk to me about what this season has meant to you guys over the course of this year.
Yeah, the first one.
I'll go. It's been everything, obviously, we face the obstacles, but, I had so much support from the coaches, from my teammates, from my trainer, just constant support, and the confidence they had in me, helped me through that.
Yeah, I told you last week that was my favorite year of basketball in my life. No recency bias, but I feel like it was that because of the support, like Leah said, and our teammates and coaches. So.
Lady Zach Weiss, Atlantic10.com. Lacey, this is your 3rd double-double of the season. Just what did you like about that sense of urgency on the boards? And Aaliyah, defensively, what did you like about being the ball leader throughout the game?
I've just been trying to get to the boards, especially offensive glass the last few games. So I'm happy that I was able to do it. And then obviously defense turns into offense. So
That's just my mentality, defense first. It's just instinct. I just go for it.
Lacey, Loyola Chicago was barely giving you any space out there defensively. What did you just see of, just what they were presenting you with?
They mix it up. Like sometimes I'd get face guards, sometimes it's just like regular defense. But they did a good job mixing it up, keep me off balance, and yeah, I guess it worked.
Loyola Chicago was really pushing the pace offensively. Coach Crowley was really animated, trying to get you guys back on defense. What did you guys make of what they were presenting you guys with offensively going against you guys?
They got a few easy ones in transition the first half, so we cleaned that up. And then they were just hitting tough shots. So, number 10 hit a few like really deep ones in transition, so that was a little bit of a heartbreaker.
Loyola Chicago came out in both halves really hot, scoring offensively. You guys responded both times throughout the entire season. That's one of the calling cards of this team, how you guys have responded to setbacks. What were some of the things that Coach was saying in huddles and the team was saying amongst each other to kind of rally back in those moments?
Just that we've been here before, and we're fighters, responders, so we knew where we were at. So.
To both of you, when things were getting going, Kaylee was a huge reason why it went going well. Just how proud of you were her to be shot ready in that moment, and how did that help free things up for the both of you?
I was very proud of her. She's always ready in practice consistently as well. Just getting the ball to the middle, especially when they were in the zone, and her being ready, moving on the perimeter, ready for us to pass it out to her.
We'll take one more question for our student athletes. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I take this?
Yeah.
I get to my nephew.
We'll open the floor to questions for Coach Crowley.
Coach, another close loss to Loyola Chicago. You guys have had such a tight games down the stretch of the season. What did you just see in those final possessions of this game that really decided it?
Well, I appreciate you reminding me of all 3. I thought we got a couple pretty good looks. We settled for one jumper where I thought we could attack the rim. We were getting ourselves to the foul line a little better in the third quarter than fourth quarter. I thought we defended really well. That 3 in the corner hurt us, and she's kind of done that all game. We had limited her the whole game. I don't think she made a shot till then. And that got their energy back up. We had kind of settled ourselves into our style of game. We'd kind of withstood, 10 hitting the deep shots, and we'd kind of gotten it back to the way we wanted to play it. And that energized them again. And, and we had a good look we didn't finish. We had a couple good looks we didn't finish. And, I mean, at the end of the day, they made more shots than we did. I mean, it's just they made more shots than we did. We could have defended better. We could have, finished a little better, but credit to them. When they need to put the ball in the hoop, they did.
And you just alluded to it there, Loyola Chicago's came out hot in the first and second halves. I asked the players this, but what did you make of this team's ability to respond all year and in this game specifically in the Big 12?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we've done, and to be quite honest, I think we're really tired. We have played, 31 games now, and I think 25 of them or more have been 10 or less. That's a lot of games with a lot of important possessions. So I don't think it's as much physically. I just think and that's no excuse. We need to make plays when we need to make plays. It's just more of a reality. They have had to, it's not like we can just roll it out and go. We got to work really hard to do what we want to do, and these kids have. I'm really, really proud of them.
Part of being proud were those two ladies that were up here, all conference caliber, all defensive caliber
Yeah.
ladies. Just
Yeah.
how proud of the effort were you of those two?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. It was quite disappointing that it was a little basketball ignorance for them not to be quite honest. Them along with Gabby as our seniors have changed the trajectory. Now, what do we do with it? That's on us as a staff. That's on our returning players. But they handled their business. They're good, talented players, but they are great, great human beings. I mean, anyone who's watched us can just see it, the way they handle things. And, we finished practice yesterday, and those two were rebounding for their teammates. Like, they were out there rebounding for their teammates in what could be the last practice of the year after practice was done. I mean, that just sends a message of how you do it, and just, really, really fortunate that they trusted us this year.
What did you see Loyola Chicago doing against Lacey that kind of closed off all of the space that she normally finds herself?
Yeah, they're really physical with her. They have multiple people that guard her, and all are different. They'll put, Cheevers on her who just gets in there and gets away with stuff. And then they have Mobley on her who's longer and bodies her. And then they'll bring Hendricks in who, really is even bigger and more physical. And, I think they just keep moving different people who all can move their feet on her. It's one of the tougher teams for us to go against because they have so many people that match up well with her that are physical and move their feet really well. And Allison and their team does such a good job of making sure that they are prepared and they execute it.
Especially early on, I asked the players about it as well, the pace of play. You're kind of really encouraging your guys to get back on defense because they were getting a lot of scores in transition there. What effect did you see their pace having?
Yeah, I thought, two things I thought kind of got things going. Kinnis got a couple kick-out layups in the first half, which then she made shots. And then we fouled number 10 on the first play of the second half, and she saw the ball go in, and then it just kept going in. So, those are things that we got to, I know it's in a year, but as a program, we got to clean up. Again, we're not someone who's going to show up and score 90. We got to be really efficient and disciplined in what we do defensively.
We'll take one more question for Coach.
We talked in January, and you told me at the end of that Duquesne game, we're getting there. Where do you feel you're at now? You've already mentioned the programs moving forward, but just how proud are you of the progression so far?
Yeah, this is as proud as I've been of a group, just because of the way they've kept battling. And it's a little easier to be that committed to one another when you've invested years in one another. I mean, these guys met each other in June, and right away dug in for one another and did it all year. I mean, as I said, there wasn't an easy game for us. And, so just, that's something that I've been at long enough that is hard to be part of. And And I'm glad I was, and I would hope, I mean, we're in a new world, but I would hope it energizes our kids to come back, and, then it's our job as coaches to help them get better and fine tune things. So, thank you guys, I appreciate your
Thanks, Jim.
info.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.